Hi. Today's video is very special, and by very special, I mean it's going to take me several days to record, so you're welcome. But Chloe, if this is such a difficult video, why did you choose to do this? Anyway, we're going to be making paper today. So I've actually made my own paper before, which is going to make for a less fun video because I can't horribly mess up and then have y'all laugh about it, but I'll do my best to make y'all laugh anyway. Apologies for knowing something. I still might find a way to mess it up if that's any consolation. To start, you'll need old paper, and that sounds like a pain, but just instead of throwing away paper, save it. Newspapers, office papers, schoolwork that you're done with, just collect it. Personally, I've been collecting all the scrap paper in this glass jewelry box because I am bougie. If you've made recycled paper before and still have pulp from the last time, you can reuse that pulp This is paper pulp. I dropped one. I will be using both for this video. I got a jar, and as you can see, I shall be mixing the scrap paper in with the paper pulp. I am not a witch, I just have the same aesthetic. Now, if you're wondering how much paper you need to get like how much scrap paper equals how much recycled paper, do what I do and guess. Now you're going to fill this with water, and we're done. Yeah, that's all you can do for day one, so. Alright, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hi, it's the next day. It's actually not the next day. We're not going to talk about how long ago I recorded that last segment. It's fine because time is an illusion. Welcome to the second step of making paper. Here's what you're going to need today. We've got the jar that we put up yesterday. We've got some water. We've got this, I forgot what it's called, but it's like a board with a net. I'll put it in the comments if I remember. Comment below if you remember what this is because I forgot. We got a sponge. We got a wooden plank. We got some towels. We got a tea bag. We've got this tub thing. And we've got like a cup and a mixer. This is like a hand blender. So we're going to set most of this aside for right now because we don't use it until later. Pour yourself. Should be right. Good. And then take some of your paper, put it in here. Alright. You're gonna just you gotta be careful or it'll do that. At some point you're gonna get it to this pulpy consistency. That's good. So you're gonna take your bin thing, just move everything out of the way. Take your bin, and once you're done with the first batch, you dump the pulp in. Let's just keep doing this. So at this point I have finished blending all of the stuff that was in here. Keep the jar because you're gonna need this for later. Depending on how thick you want the paper to be, you're gonna have a different pulp to paper mixture. I typically do it and then I dump this much in. But before we do that, we're gonna use the tea bag and we're gonna, this is too hot. So I'm not sure how well this is showing up on camera, but the tea bag turns the water brown. So when we add it to the paper, it's going to get an aged effect. Some people use coffee, but I use tea because tea is better. This is English breakfast tea, aka the best tea. Bottoms up. So yeah, before you finally turn this into paper, you could pretty much add whatever you want. I've seen people add flowers and I've mostly seen people add flowers, but I'm sure you could add like other stuff, maybe grass. And I'm gonna take this, and I don't have any room here. I'm gonna just move stuff out of the way. I'm gonna turn this, oh, we're spilling. I'm gonna take the one board and put it right here. Not sure if you guys can see it, but it's here. And you're gonna take a towel, and you're gonna lay it out. So the towel is flat, like that, but like down. Take this, and you're gonna go into, so it should be like this, where it's like a little bit sheer, and then you're gonna take it and you're gonna flip it over. Sponge. You take the sponge and you're gonna press it, trying to get it to peel. It sometimes doesn't want to do that. Huh. This one just does not want to come off. See, this is why I can't make tutorial videos, because sometimes I just do things. Alright, so that one didn't work, but that's okay. And it's back up again. Okay, we're going to pretend that didn't happen. So starting from the beginning, you're going to dip this down. It's like you're searching for like gold, you know? Alright, we got one page down. Now you do this for a while. Alright, once you have covered your first layer in paper, you then take another towel and put it over, and you do it again. I'm going to pause and come back to you when I finish doing all this, because that's going to get boring. Alright, I just put down the final sheet of paper, so I'm going to take the towel and fold it over. I'm going to now put it over here on the table and put something heavy on top of it, and we'll come back to it in the morning. This whole thing has taken me like 2 hours, but we're almost done. So now you've got this huge vat of stuff, and it's still got paper pulp in it. And if you pour it down the drain, well, now you got a drain full of paper, and that's bad. So what do you do about it? Well, we don't quite have enough to make more paper. If you just sort of, you get pulp. And you're going to scrape it off with your hand. Then you're going to squeeze the water out of it. Just take out all your unbridled rage. And then you're just going to plop it in the jar. Don't put a cap on the jar. That's not how you dry things out. Maybe I did have enough to make more sheets of paper. Well, the cool thing is that you can reuse this, so it doesn't matter. I'm done for the night anyway. It's like midnight. And I've got stuff to do in the morning. I'm so ready for college. Alright, and once you get like to a point where that does not work effectively, you can do this method at your own risk. Let me see if it's not gonna fail me. Scoop up some water and pour it carefully. And there's pulp. Alright, now that I've got the area cleaned up, I will check back with y'all in a day or two to see how our paper is coming. But for right now, I'm going to go to bed. Jesus Christ. Some teenagers stay out until the early hours in the morning to like socialize and go to parties. But no, I'm making paper. I'm not like other girls. Alright, dawn of the final day. So, we've got this from yesterday, which as you can see now it's dry. It just looks like paper pulp. It's actually really hard, like harder than I remember. You could like probably build stuff out of this. It's probably not like houseworthy stuff, but anyway, you've got pulp that you can reuse to make more paper in the future. So now let's look at the paper that we actually did. Here is sheet 1. It's cute. The edges are okay, but I think that adds to like the cottagecore style, the like dark academia, light academia. Like, you look at me listing off aesthetics, because this is an aesthetic piece of paper right here. Alright, just the same. This one looks, the edges are a little bit stronger. This one, she was struggling, but that's okay. Sometimes you gotta struggle in life to make it where you need to go. Now we've got this one. doing her best. It's part of the reason I like the towels in particular, because you get like the sort of rough, I'm not sure how well it's showing up on camera, but it's like a textured paper because it's old. This one the sides are better, but here and here I might have to cut it, but then I won't get the rough edge. I'll figure it out. Cut or do whatever, or just be better at placing the paper than I am. It's really up to you. Alright, she's got some holes. But that's okay. We all struggle sometimes. And I think that's the last sheet. Yep, that is. A couple sheets of paper that I can use for stuff, like writing letters is what I typically use them for. And we got all that from like about this much paper that otherwise would have gone in like a landfill or something. So that's kind of cool, right? You might want to look up a better tutorial than this one, but this was fun and it took me a very long time. So leave a like if you liked it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.